Long time no see. It's been a while, but I'm back, better than ever and depressed as shit. I'm okay. I'll be fine. It's been too long for me to share my sweet, delicious, tasty videos with you. I'm thinking at least 5 of my subscribers know how I do things around here. So, yeah, time to get to the meat
So good
of what I'm trying to show y'all today. I think you're gonna like it.
You're a good boy.
I've discovered this awesome game and it is so much fun to play, and I have to share it with you guys. This game is called Chivalry 2. You play a bunch of knights, and you can do 3v3s, 1v1s, 32v32 massive person combat. It's awesome. You basically just slice the shit out of people, bash them, blood, you can cut their head off. It's awesome. Chivalry 2 is developed by Torn Banner Studios and published by Tripwire Interactive. It's available on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Fun game, you should totally try it. There are 4 classes you can play in this game: the Archer, the Vanguard, the Footman, and the Knight. And each class has 3 subclasses that have different specialties. And each subclass has the ability to have 4 different weapons as a main weapon, and sometimes 2 to 4 secondary weapons. Each class also has a special ability. Abilities range from using a war horn that heals everybody around you quickly. You can drop a banner that slowly gains heals. You can throw a firebomb and catch people on fire. If you're an archer, you can drop a brazier and shoot arrows. There's a lot of cool powers that you can do. Different classes can use different weapons that others can't. Like the Vanguard can use the Dane Axe, which is the most stupidly annoying weapon. That guy on the left is the Vanguard, and that weapon he's holding is the Dane Axe. They're annoying. The last thing I want to mention about classes is there's a difference in health and movement speed. Knights, for instance, have the most health but are the slowest. Vanguards are the fastest but have the least amount of health. And footmen are in between but have by far the longest range. Footmen can get some really long-range weapons like the halberd or the two-handed spear. The two-handed spear is one of the few S-tier weapons in the game. You should totally use it when you unlock it. Vanguards and Knights can have pretty long range if you use two-handed weapons. The Knight with the shield has the shortest range, but he has more blocking capability. The crazy thing is, when you first start playing this game, it's just like a massive clusterfuck. You have no clue what's going on, you're just trying to hit people. But as you keep playing, you get better and better. You start to realize how to get around fights, how to one-on-one, how to survive a little longer. And then when you get more advanced, you'll learn how to parry, you'll learn how to do jabs, you'll learn how to dodge. It's a lot of fun. And there's so many different weapons, you can try out all these different play styles, find out what suits you. And as you can see, the graphics are really nice too. I'm not crazy about graphics, like they're not the most important thing to me, but they're definitely a plus if I really like them. And I think these are fantastic. And there are a lot of different game modes as well. This is Team Deathmatch. There's also Objective, which is the main mode. It's 32v32 person objectives, and the maps are absolutely massive. And pretty damn sexy if you ask me. Kinda like you guys.
Stop! You're making me blush!
In this game, there are 3 kinds of attacks. There's a side swipe, there's an overhead attack, and then there's like a stab. Each weapon has different attack speeds for each of these attacks, and you don't need to really memorize all of them. A lot of them are very similar, some are slightly slower. Weapons that tend to do more damage are a bit slower, especially two-handed weapons. But two-handed weapons have more range and deal more damage than one-handed weapons. Also, if you hold whatever attack you use, you'll do a heavy version of that attack. So if I hold the slash button, you'll do a heavy slash. If I hold the stab button, I'll do a heavy stab. They deal more damage, but they come out slower. So one good strategy when you play this game is to kind of run around behind the enemy lines and just go behind them and smack them with a heavy attack. That really does get on their nerves. The trick to this strategy is you have to have at least one line of your own allies fighting too, and a lot of the times they won't even see you run around them and get them from behind. You can also pick shit up and throw it at people like a fucking anchor. You can also pick up like fire barrels. There's ballistas where you can shoot people. And throwables do a lot of damage. You can also throw whatever weapon you're holding. So if somebody runs away, just chuck your weapon at them and you'll kill them. Or even if they're looking like they want to fight you but they keep backing off, just chuck your weapon at them. It always catches people off guard, except for the really good players. They normally tend to slice and dice me up like a kebab. Kebab. Sounds so tasty. Chivalry 2 has a lot of intense, big, bloody battles and lots of fighting between so many people. And sometimes you get beaten up and battered and you need a heal. Well, luckily you get one heal per life. It's called a bandage. And you can also kill teammates. Poor guy. He probably deserved it though. Now I'm going to tell you my favorite part about this game. Sadly, when I was recording this footage, the audio cut out. So I don't have any audio. So I'm going to have to steal it. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to go pirate some video. I stole this footage from a channel called Dub511. I'll make sure to put it on the screen so I'm at least being a little ethical about it. This footage is a very accurate representation of how almost every single game starts. Get ready and get hyped.
Pass through the strait on Lion Spire. This is no easy feat as long as those trebuchets remain operational. Our goal is simple. Storm the city and then the keep. Blow those trebuchets to smithereens for the order!
Masons, secure the beach and bring the battering rams to the gate.
Thank you, Dub511, for your sacrifice. But yeah, you notice how he's in first person? You can also play in first person. There's pros and cons to first and third person. I actually personally play in first. I started playing in third. It's easier to see who's around you and the range of your weapon. But first person, you know, just puts you in it. Just puts you in the game. That's why I play in first person. But I still haven't showed you what my favorite part about this game is. It is by far the goofiest aspect. I'm gonna have to continue using some of Dub's footage. I'm so sorry, Dub. So there's a mechanic in this game where you can battle cry. And doing a battle cry is by far the most satisfying, maybe to other people very annoying, thing for me. It just fills me with so much primal energy. Get ready and listen to this. Oh yeah, all that screaming is the beautiful, beautiful battle cry. And you can just keep doing it over and over and over again. But every time I come to life, I always do a battle cry and then everyone else around me will do it and then we just scream together. It's a very powerful bonding moment. It makes me just juice out dopamine. I don't know what it is about it, but I love it. Now I wanted to say thank you to Dub511 one last time for letting me use his stolen footage that I didn't ask for. Thank you, Dub. Your sacrifice is appreciated to all 30 people who are going to watch this. So there are some advanced techniques in this game. You'll see them through the tutorial, but they're a lot harder to pull off than, you know, just like doing them a couple of times in the tutorial. But I'll explain them to you guys so you'll at least have a little bit of a heads up when you start playing. One of the advanced techniques is called dragging. So if you turn your screen while you're swinging, you can hit people more quickly out of the swing of your attack. Also, when you turn your screen, if somebody is outside of the reach of your swing, you can turn and hit them as well. This technique is called dragging and works best with two-handed bladed weapons. Two-handed weapons have longer range, and bladed weapons will slice through and continue forward to hit other people. Most blunt weapons will stop on impact. You can use the same drag technique with stab attacks like the two-handed or one-handed spear. If you're hitting somebody and there's a guy standing behind him to the left or to the right, you can do the same thing with a stab. So blocking is another really important mechanic. You'll use it with every single weapon, whether you have a shield or not, one-handed, two-handed, sidearm. You will block pretty much every time you get in a fight. It is a staple of the combat. There's two types of blocks. There's a regular block and a riposte, a riposte. So a regular block will have a yellow icon, and then that means it did drain a little bit of stamina when it hit. But if you do a riposte, You block the exact same attack that they're swinging on you, and you block all other attacks that are coming at you, and you don't use stamina. And that's the best kind of block. Another technique is called feinting your attack. So let's say you're going to do an overhead stab and then you switch to a slash. You will go into the motion of the overhead stab and then switch to the slash attack, and it really catches people off guard sometimes. You can also kick people or jab them. Jab is like a kick, but not as effective, but it's faster. You pretty much will just punch their shield or their block. Knocks them out of their block, gives you a split second to recover or do a slash. And same thing with a kick, except kicks are a lot more effective, but waste more of your stamina. On occasion, you will see some really cracked out, high-skilled players, like crouching. You can actually duck under slash attacks and go under the hitbox, and they'll slash and duck and do some crazy moves. The trick is to just bop them on the head. Just bop them. They'll regret it. They'll regret it. And this game's item and cosmetic system is phenomenal. It's kind of like Modern Warfare 2, where you level up and you unlock more guns. Well, as you level up in this game, you unlock more weapons and subclasses. And the only thing that you can pay for is cosmetics in this game. And there's only like 1 or 2 that are unattainable from just playing. One comes from like the King's Bundle, and the other comes from like the pre-order. You can still make your character look awesome. And you can also customize each of the 4 classes, because they're all dressed different. Some of them have really cool cosmetics. There's a lot of customization in this game. You can change your full set of armor and your helmet. You can also change your heraldry, which is the symbol and the colors that you represent. There's actually 4 factions. There's Agatha, which is blue, the Masons, which is red, the Tunasians, which is the yellow, and then there's the free-for-all, which you can mix and match any set of armor if you end up playing a free-for-all game. You have the ability to change your full character themselves. You can make them male or female, and you can also change what their voice sounds like and what their battle cry sounds like, which is by far the best part of the whole game. Then you can also change the full set of the armor, and then something called the heraldry, which is the color and the symbol on the armor. You can do some cool patterns and cool colors, make yourself stand out from everyone else. You can also change your helmet, mix and match it with sets of armor. And when it comes to weapons, you can also change what the weapons look like. Most weapons only have one other skin, but shields, you can have a lot of skins. There's a lot of different ways to customize your shield. The last thing in terms of customization is different factions have their own unique sets of armor. So the Masons will have a different set of armor than the Agathians, and so on. And it's really cool to have all the different sets of armor. It really differentiates the characters, both within the game and within the lore. And another really important aspect about this game that I sadly have to talk about is bugs. So I actually play on the console version. I get all my footage from playing on console. I use an Xbox, mainly because I'm broke and can't afford a PC. I don't know if this is prevalent on PlayStation, but it is a huge issue on Xbox, and I don't think this is an issue on PC. But the way to emote is you hold the X button and you open up an emote wheel. Well, the X button is also how you interact. Climbing ladders, getting supplies, picking up items, using a trebuchet. And to perform any of those mechanics in the game, you have to click the X button. And every time I click the X button, it opens up the emote wheel. So sometimes I'm stuck on a ladder, or I can't use the trebuchet because I'm sitting there trying to do my emote, but it won't work because I'm on the trebuchet. And so it can be pretty annoying at times. And I had one other bug, it's only happened to me twice, where I would spawn and instantly fall out of the map, and then it wouldn't let me respawn. That can also be an issue. And another bug is sometimes you die and you just don't have the ability to respawn at all, which can be very annoying. Yeah, sorry for the slow ass upload schedule. I'm a busy man, I got a lot of things to do. Also, a lot of shit's been going on in my life. I'm also in grad school, a lot of homework, I'm just really stressed. And so I try and do YouTube in my free time when I can. But enough about me. I'm just some random Buffalo Flats on the internet. This is about you. And I want you to know that, damn, you're looking pretty fucking good right now. I'd totally take you out.